I just want to add one more thing to my statement from yesterday, but before I get into that, I would just like to thank everyone for all the influx of positivity I got as a result of that video. It did mean a whole lot. For what it's worth, if being exhausted from hearing about the latest mass shooting or latest person being gunned down is the reason why you'd rather not acknowledge that the issue of gun violence even exists, I do understand that. It's only human nature not to want to respond or not to want to acknowledge the things that genuinely upset you because it can be emotionally taxing. So if that's why, I get it. But doing your absolute hardest to ignore it does to ignore these kinds of things doesn't make these innocent people faceless targets. What I forgot to mention from yesterday was this. I didn't break down yesterday because my feelings were hurt. I broke down because I realized that when you really sit down and give thought to who these people actually were and who they are and how they died, sorry, not sorry, but showing empathy in that category isn't a weakness. As I said in the previous video, I don't want to see you get hurt regardless if you agree with me or not, or even if you respond to this video by taunting me or whatnot. And no matter how big the divide is at this point, we should still show empathy to each other, even when it's the last thing we want to do. I mean, at the end of the day, we never really know how much time we have left. And I'm not trying to say this in a harsh way, but it teaches me to be grateful for every time I get to give my mom a hug because I used to take that for granted. And I'll never know for sure when it'll be the last time I'll get to do that. If so on a more positive note, if you're watching this video, sure, being showing empathy can be taxing at some point. But using that as an excuse not to care or show empathy at all is just not a good thing, even though I have no control over what you choose to do. Because whether you realize it or not in this world, a little bit has the capacity to go a long way. Whether you realize it or not, it's true. So I hope you remember that, and please have a good day.